Your clothes are cheap. And I'm not talking about price, I'm talking about quality. I have a really good feeling that you don't know the difference between good quality and bad quality clothes, but that's why I'm here. Hi, my name is Ava, and I help people with their fashion problems. And if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that you have a fashion problem. So let's get into how to fix it. I bet that you would look at the label first when trying to figure out if something is high quality. But that's not as helpful as you would think. Two pieces can have the same exact label and age completely different. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have two cotton shirts. You wear them both once and you wash them, and one turned out stretched out and nasty, and the other one looks completely fine. This is because they were probably made with different techniques and different qualities of cotton. The tag is really only helpful when you're looking for a specific fiber or composition, but it's not when you're trying to tell quality. I think a lot of people let price trick them. We all know that price doesn't equal quality, but it's easy to forget that when you're shopping. If you go on a website that's aesthetic, has trendy clothes, and the price is a little bit high, you might think that that means quality because everything else looks so good. But with fast fashion being so prevalent, it's so easy to fake these things. Brands just get good pictures of an item or steal pictures and then mark up the price and trick someone into buying it. I do have some good tips when it comes to online shopping, but I want to talk about that a little bit later because I need to tell you the last thing that can trick you, and that is feel. Imagine you're in a store, you see a cute top, you touch it, and it's so soft, so you think that it's good quality. But that can be faked. This is done by processes like softening treatments and surface finishing. They just add a layer on top of the low quality clothes, but once you wash it, it gets all nasty like my cotton example. This is because the treatment is just for it to look cute initially, but it's not meant to last. You might be thinking, there's so many things that can trick me, so how can I actually tell what good quality is? But that's why I'm here to help you. There's only 3 things that you need to know in order to tell quality. That's construction, weight, and fit. So let's start with weight first. Weight sounds a little stupid because why does it matter how heavy clothes are? But it actually is important. It can completely change the look of a piece if the wrong fabric is used. Heavier fabrics have more structure, so they're usually used in things like blazers or coats so that they have that tailored look. But if those pieces are made with a lighter fabric, they're gonna look messy and cheap. Lighter fabrics are meant to drape. They're supposed to give that soft, flowy vibe. Imagine you have a silk dress. You want it to have that nice, smooth, slinky look. But if that same dress is made out of wool, it's probably gonna give a completely different vibe. Weight is important, but the next 2 factors are even more important. And they're intertwined, so I want to talk about them together. Construction is how clothes are made, and fit is how they fit on your body. They're both markers of quality because cheap companies don't have the time or money to care about construction, and that will make the clothes not fit well. When you're looking at construction, focus on the seams and the hems. Do they look clean? Are they straight? Are there any loose threads? Also look at the pattern. When you try the piece on, does it look like the seams line up properly, or do they look weird on your body? Those are the things that are easy to overlook and think that your body is the problem, but it's more likely that the piece was poorly made. This happens a lot with plus size clothing, where they'll take a size small and size it up all the way to a 3X. But that's not how sizes work. Because we're women, we have curvy bodies, those aren't going to scale up exactly the same. So then things end up fitting weird because these companies cut corners. I bet you've seen bad construction before and you didn't even realize it. Those leggings with the seam right down the middle that give you an instant camel toe is a good example of this. That's why most leggings have a seam through the inside of your legs rather than right down the middle. Another example of this are those fake corset tops where they have thick stitching instead of boning, and it just buckles and looks weird on most body shapes. What you need to take away from this is that your body is not the problem. If clothes look weird on you, it's probably because the piece was made poorly by a company that doesn't care about quality. It's so easy to make clothes look good on a hanger, but as soon as it gets on your body, that's when things start getting a little crazy. But now that you know exactly what to watch out for, I want to give you a few more tips just because I'm so nice. So let's start with in-store. We're gonna do this in a little bit of a speed run vibe. First, check if it's see-through. It's fine for certain fabrics to be thin, but unless it's sheer, it shouldn't be see-through. Second, check the construction details. Are there loose threads? Is there a lining? Does the zipper get stuck when you move it? Third, test how the fabric recovers. If it's stretchy, stretch it out and see if it goes back to normal. If it's silky, crumble it up and see if it smooths back out. Fourth, check if the weight matches the design. If you're buying jeans, they shouldn't be lightweight. See how fast we got through that? Now let's go to online. But I want to take this section a little bit slower because the video's about to end and I'm gonna miss you guys. I feel like most people think that online shopping is harder because you can't touch the clothes, but that's not even your biggest problem. The problem is that you're seeing the best version of the clothes. In real life, it might look good on the hanger, but online, it looks great on a model that's also photoshopped. Brands are really good at making clothes seem better than they actually are. Sometimes they'll put clips on the model just to make the clothes fit a little bit better. They'll use lighting or editing to make the clothes look like something that it's actually not. Now, let's get into my tips. This first one might be the most obvious, but you can't just look at the product photos. You need to look at the reviews and see the clothes in that ugly yellow lighting and on a real body. Now, if there are no reviews, look at each product photo. It's gonna be in different angles. Look at the different colors. Sometimes it'll look good in black, but then you go to white and you see that it's see-through. You also should look at the fabric composition. Now, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I said that the tag doesn't matter, but for online, you're gonna use this so that you know what it's actually made of. Because a brand can easily say, oh, this dress is made out of silk. And then you look and it's literally 100% polyester. Brands think you're stupid because you do stupid things. So you need to check everything when you're shopping online because these brands don't want you to look cute, but I do. And that's why I gave you all these tips. Your whole wardrobe doesn't need to be good quality, but I don't want you wasting your money on crappy clothes just because you couldn't tell that they were crappy. We should all be able to enjoy our clothes and wear them for a long time. And you can't always do that when you buy bad quality. So subscribe if you learned something new from this video, and leave a comment about what you'd like me to talk about next. Thanks for watching. Bye!